Shalom, welcome to the 9th video on Sefer Vayikra. This is Vayikra Parak Yud Daled Pasuk Yud Beis. We're going to be seeing a pasuk that seems innocuous at first, just seems like commanding a Metzora to give a asham, but we're going to have to figure out why he does so, and that opens up a fascinating debate between the Ramban and the Sforno. So let's look at Parak Yud Daled Pasuk Yud Beis. The pasuk reads as follows: V'akacha kohen es hakeves ha'echad v'ikrivo solo hasham v'eslog hashaman v'nifo sam tnufa lifnei Hashem. The Kohen shall take one male lamb and bring it as a guilt offering, as an asham, along with a log of oil. It's a certain measurement of oil, and wave them. He takes them and he waves them as a waving before Hashem. This is a type of avoda. Seems like not such an exciting pasuk, but let's look at the Ramban. The Ramban, interestingly enough, is not on our pasuk, but rather is on Parak Hey pasuk Tezvav. So you're going to have to open up your Chumashim earlier to Parak Hey pasuk Tezvav, where the Ramban in another comment discusses this and discusses the Metzora. We're going to be looking in the middle. The paragraph starts V'hanira be'enai. So look for the words V'hanira be'enai, and you can pause it into the video until you find it. But that's where we're going to be starting. V'hanira be'enai ki Hashem asham more al davar gadol asher onesh yischayev lios shamim v'aved bo. It would seem, says the Ramban, to him at least, that the term asham indicates something serious, a very serious sin, which punishment should have been so harsh that the person should have been ruined, and he should have been destroyed because of that sin. As we see in a number of places throughout Tanakh, the word asham means destroyed. Right? We see that in Bereshis it says that we are punished and we should be destroyed. And the word chatas, right, means that the sinner did something so heinous, right, this chatas offering, that took him away from the correct path. Milshon al sara v'ayachti, right, so a pasuk in Shoftim. Okay, now, v'hinei asham gzelos hashivcha charufa. Now, when it comes to the guilt offering that's given for a robbery and for somebody that did something to a slave woman, because they came to, the reason for the korbanos are that they provide atonement even for something that you did intentionally. It's called a guilt offering. Asham nazir, right? Same thing for a nazir who became tameh, right, which is forbidden for the nazir to do. Asham ilos afal pishu b'shogeg, right? But if you misuse something that belongs to the Beis HaMikdash, even if you did it accidentally, because the sin involves something so serious as something that belongs to the sanctified of God, right? This property of the Beis HaMikdash, it is called a guilt offering, even though it was done accidentally. Since the sin was so great, he should have been destroyed by it. Right? That's what we say by me'ila when you use something. And now here's where it applies to us, says the Ramban, v'inyan ha-metzora. Now when it comes to a metzora, right, that's ours, the person that has this skin affliction, right? So why does he bring both an asham and a chatas? So it says, b'avor sham metzora chashuv kameis, v'nikvar shamayim v'abed, because the metzora is considered as just like he's already a dead person, right? The devastation that's brought upon by tzarat is so great, he's considered as if he's dead. And therefore, since he's already considered destroyed, Yikra Karbano Harishon Asham, Shiyagin Alav Min Asham Ashu Shamim Ba. Right? Because this korban will protect him from the destruction that he's brought upon himself. Since he's brought upon himself such great destruction, he brings this Asham in order to bring this, to protect him from the destruction that he's caused himself. Okay. Now let's go back to our pasuk, to Yudalad pasuk Yud Beis, and let's look at what the Sforno says. The Sforno says as follows: for Hikrivo, so now you might want to pause the video until you find it. But this is Parak Yudal pasuk Yud Beis. Hikrivo so lasham kfar hisbayer she'inyan ha'asham hu al ma'al b'kodesh. Why do you give an asham? You give an asham like the Ramban had mentioned. The Ramban mentioned a couple of reasons, but here the Sforno is going to hang it on one thing. You only give it for me'ila. Me'ila is when you use something without permission from the Beis HaMikdash. Let's say you donate your ox to the Beis HaMikdash, and before you hand it over, you use it to plow your fields. That's a classic case of me'ila, where you use something for the Beis HaMikdash for your own needs. So he says as follows. He says that's why you give an asham. Kamo hachatas achiyav kares. Kvar amru shat sarasi al lashon hara v'gasas ruach. we already learned that saras doesn't come from Me'ilah, but rather for speaking Lashon Hara and for arrogance. Sheshneim Me'ilah b'kodesh, because both of them are Me'ilah b'kodesh. Both of those things are as if you've used something for the sanctified. Ki amnam Lashon Hara ikaro b'seiser, kemamik v'Hashem lahastir eitzah, because Lashon Hara is done secretly where no one could see. Kamram ha'over avera b'seiser ki lo dochek ragla yashchina. And somebody that does something, somebody that does a sin in secret, it's as if he pushes the Shechina away. And similarly, by somebody that's arrogant, right? So that's and that is a form that is sort of a form of Me'ilah, where they're both, since they're both done secretly, right, and they're both done with haughtiness, Lashon Hara and pride. So it's as if you've been Moel B'Kodesh, as if you've stolen from something that belongs to the Kodesh. How so? Because it's as if you've taken away from the honor of God in both cases. In the first case, when you speak Lashon Hara, because you acted like as if God couldn't see you. In the second case, when you're arrogant, you're not really recognizing how great God is because you think you're great. And therefore, both are done as a way sort of pushing God away and taking what is His. We'll stop here, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say, because that's where the real Chachma lies. Shalom.